tornado sheltering spots. So let's see. I'm not going to really take a break from this, but I'm just going to tell you exactly what to expect south of there, because we're getting a lot of questions, whether it be on Facebook or email and calls, about what about other areas. Well, other areas, they're not under a tornado emergency right now, so we're going to focus on those areas. If there's a tornado warning, then we'll jump to those. But for now, we're focused on a tornado emergency issued for Sumter County. And as we know very well here in Dougherty County, where the station is, we had one of those in January. So we need to pay all the attention to this. So south of Plains right now is where it looks like the best rotation would be for this. Actually getting more concerned for Smithville as well, even though there's not so much a warning issued here. It looks like we've got this area covered for the potential for this tornado track to move forward here as we go toward the next little while, because the winds here are pretty high. So we're looking at 60 at least on the outside of this, and they're going to be a little skewed because of how far away it is from the radar. But in addition to the potential for this potential deadly tornado, we've got winds at around 60 miles an hour, at least radar indicated. So let's see here. I'm going to check the latest from the National Weather Service. Let's see here. From Tallahassee, looks like we're just talking more so about the tornado watch, but Atlanta's still very concerned with the National Weather Service out of Atlanta, very concerned about this tornado emergency still in effect for about 25 minutes, and doesn't mean that we couldn't even extend that a little further out, as this tornado could potentially be cycling a little bit. It looked like briefly it could have weakened on radar, so now it looks like for this tornado to come your way. So we've already seen it shift right once, because it started off on the ground moving northeast at 35 to 40 miles an hour. Now it's moving east at 30 miles an hour, so it's shifting right, slowing down, but has been on that track of moving east. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to zoom even tighter than what we're at now, so that you guys can see exactly where we're thinking this a potential tornado. That, I mean, it's been confirmed not recently, but history of having a confirmed tornado with this here. And again, it's a tornado emergency.
Andrew, while you're doing that,
yes,
let's see if we can, if we're up there. We have just had one of our MMJs talk to the Randolph County Emergency Manager, Kenneth Burns, and he says they have not gone out to assess damage so far, but they have got a lot of calls of reports of damage in Randolph County. They are still sheltered down just now, getting ready to go out and check out. But according to Kenneth Burns, they have been receiving lots of calls about damage in Randolph County. So we're now talking to people over there who are talking about sending us pictures and everything. We'll bring those to the viewers just as soon as we can.
Right, and we are streaming live on Facebook as well, just in case you guys do lose power through this and your phones are charged. You can still keep up with the what's going on here with the severe weather event as it plays out the rest of today. We're on Facebook. You could comment safely. If you could get pictures of severe or damage in your area, you could comment those in the comment section there for on that Facebook Live. But what's most important right now is this rotation that's south of Plains now, and it's continuing to move off to the east at 30 miles an hour. I'll only move that. I'm sitting in front of the way of the tornado emergency sign there until 1:45. But I just had to zoom in on that so you guys could get a few more towns that are potentially in the way here. And I don't necessarily know how to pronounce all these towns. I know everyone's got their own way pronouncing your town, but it does look like we've got some more areas that are under threat here, under the gun, including the Croxton Crossroads area could be getting some very damaging wind. And as that tornado moves toward you, just got an update on the radar scan here. So Sumter County still under this tornado emergency, of course. Looks like downtown Americus itself getting hammered pretty good with some heavy rain and potential hail with this storm. So let's see if we got an update real quick before I go back over to the wall. And so the latest we have is there's still a good chance that the Sumter County tornado is on the ground. In fact, it's likely rain-wrapped, which we've already talked about, and it moving over Maddox near South Americas. So now that we've got more of an updated location on here, we've got the Maddox area is now where we're looking at on the edge of where this is. So there's Americus, moving a little bit, there's Maddox. So we've got this tornado emergency till 1:45. The latest from the National Weather Service is that they think that it's still on the ground, moving over Maddox right now, south of Americus as well. So, yes.
I was doing what you and Yolanda have been doing too, following the National Weather Service out of Atlanta, and ahead of all of that, a severe thunderstorm warning, including Leslie and DeSoto and Sumter, Georgia, until 1:45. So,
right, and this is kind of the area where the blue arrow is showing that the National Weather Service is saying that they do believe that the tornado is still on the ground, still a good chance there. So let's just keep going with this a little bit as I guess it's getting cut off a little bit.
I'm with you too, Andrew, in terms of pronunciations of the cities and communities, because I just sent out a text and I think I spelled Maddox. So if you see that, I mean M-A-D-D-O-X instead of the T-T-O-X. Not familiar with that community, but please forgive me for that.
Right, and the important thing is that we've got your town on the map, so you guys know how it's pronounced. So we're still going with this tornado emergency here. This is Sumter County that you see in the red polygon, and where it looks like the tornado would be is crossing over Highway 19 and 3 here in the Maddox area, south of Americus. So this would be downtown Americus, all in Sumter County. This is the area where we're thinking that tornado likely is, and that means if it keeps moving off to the east, it would be going over toward Huntington, and then I think that Leslie would be over there past that as well. So since this is a tornado emergency, it's particularly dangerous situation as well. Emergency management confirmed a tornado, and it has the history of producing large hail as well on the backside of this storm. And it also looks like they think it could be half mile to 1 mile wide. Some of that probably is going to be the rain that's wrapped around it. I don't know that it's actually that large, but what matters is the people that are being affected by this. We've already got damage reports coming in from this tornado warning we've been following now, going on an hour. Started closer to Quitman, Randolph County, Stewart, and now we're going toward Maddox, and Terrell County was also under that warning at one point. But right now, this is really the area that we're concerned about, with those velocity scans still showing that a good chance of a tornado just going on the south side of Americus. It looks like Americus downtown could have dodged a bullet with this one, but not your neighbors to the south. So not to say there won't be any damage in this area, but particularly Americus itself, it doesn't look like it took a direct hit. Now the latest scan comes in still looking like we've got at least heavy rain and a lot of lightning with this tornado emergency that's ongoing for Sumter County, and it's potentially deadly, guys. This is not anything that you want to joke around with. Of course, if you're in Sumter County, or if you're if you live east of Sumter County, you want to make sure that you're in your safe spot, especially in the Maddox area going toward Huntington. So I do imagine if this tornado indication stays the way it is, we're going to have this extended a bit further off to the east here as this continues to push off toward the east. It's still about 30 miles an hour, which it's indicated. This really is a life-threatening situation. I can't get that urgency out to you guys enough. It's a large, extremely dangerous, potentially deadly tornado on the ground. So we're kind of having flashbacks from January, except up here in Sumter County now, potentially going over the Maddox area south of Americus. Now, that also just to the south of Maddox would be Smithville as well, and some other areas that are around here would be the area of Huntington. That's not technically in that tornado warning yet. Portions of the city probably are, but not proper. But Maddox right now is the latest area that we think that this tornado is moving over, and it's a little bit on the slow side of moving. Normally you see these 30-mile-an-hour moving tornadoes more so in the plains, but we had that 70-mile-an-hour moving tornado back in January, so now we're taking it back. We're slowing it down. 30 miles an hour is what we're looking at, and it does look like there's still the potential for a tornado still in this area, though. The couplet's not super defined, and the couplet would be where we look at the winds and the atmosphere to see where exactly we think we would have that tighter rotation. So any other damage reports coming in?
I'm not seeing any, Andrew, but of course this particular storm has been on the ground for quite some time and impacting areas of Sumter County, anywhere from Plains over toward Americas. Everyone needs to be in that safe place right now. Of course, this particular storm started back across northern Randolph County, right around Benevolence, where it was reported on the ground, leaving behind destruction in that area. It has pushed off toward the east over the past hour, and looks like it is a very large, long track tornado impacting a large area between Webster and Sumter counties, stretching all the way back, starting initially down in Randolph County, northern Randolph County. So definitely we are hoping for the best. Hopefully everyone had their safe place and they were alert, and they once a warning was issued, they got to their safe place. This is only the beginning. Once again, we have the potential for more severe storms as we continue on into the afternoon. The Storm Prediction Center has extended the tornado watch for just about all of South Georgia until 8 p.m. So the potential for not only severe storms, but also tornadoes remain as we move into our Wednesday evening. Of course, right now, the major concern is that emergency county with a tornado possibly on the ground there and continuing to push through the county, moving through Americas right now, and then we'll head toward the eastern side of the county as it continues in that direction. But reportedly a rain-wrapped tornado, one that is hard to detect if you are outside trying to see one. That larger tornado, of course, is very dangerous, and all need to be, once again, in that safe place. Don't wait, don't try to go outside. Just make sure that you wait until we give you the all clear. Hopefully everyone is safe.
Okay.
Question from viewers, and I think Andrew touched on this just now, that we know that there are watches extended, did you say until 8 tonight? Tornado watches. Yes. And so people are saying, well, what about us? What about us? But I think those people who are not under the gun right now, it's coming, but right now these areas are actually having to deal with the tornadoes on the ground, correct?
Right, correct, exactly. So we'll have multiple storms developing as we continue throughout the afternoon on into early evening. Right now the storms are impacting mainly our western and northwestern areas. If you're in Dougherty County, no storms are in the area. Moving over toward Tift County, east of I-75, it is quiet right now, but that's not to say that you need to let your guard down. There is still the potential that we will continue with multiple rounds of severe weather for the rest of today.
And now we do have that a new tornado emergency extended now, including Americus, Cordele now, and Vienna as well. This is going to go until 2:15. Updating this for you guys as we speak.
So that does cover areas of northern Lee County, just north of Smithville, DeSoto over toward Cordele, and that's going to include Crisp and Dooley counties. Vienna included in the tornado emergency. That's that same tornado that's been on the ground for quite some time, moving through Sumter County, and so the tornado warning has been extended into areas of Dooley and Crisp counties, as well as northern Lee County, including DeSoto, Cordele, as well as Vienna. That storm is moving off toward the east, heading toward I-75. So if you're in any locations between Americus, Vienna, Cordele, and DeSoto, get to your safe area right now. Do not wait. Get to your interior room, bathroom, closet. Make sure you protect yourself. This is possibly a large and very dangerous tornado on the ground, continuing to move off toward the east and definitely it will cause quite a bit of destruction.
And you just prompted a question for me. Are we able to, at this point, know if this is the tornado stays on the ground, is it traveling from community?
Long track tornado,
Well,
yes.
The latest velocity scan actually shows a very good indication of a tornado now closer to the Americas area as well. So something that we're definitely concerned about. But I want to show you the areas that are now in front of this. Continuing with this tornado emergency for southern Dooley County, as well as southeast Sumter County and northwest Crisp County, which is what you see right here. So you guys, Vienna, Cordele, Highway 41, you definitely don't want to be traveling on I-75 right now. Take shelter. It's time for that. Now, it looks like that it's moving east at 35 miles an hour right now, so it's moved a little bit quicker, but this is still definitely a particularly dangerous situation, and this tornado was confirmed now over Maddox. So that's the area we were just showing you south of America. So this area still is where it looks like the tornado is. Kind of gives you an idea exactly where this yellow rotating arrow is where we think this tornado is. But the tornado emergency until 2:15 now for Sumter, Crisp, and Dooley County, including Cordele and Vienna. And I'm going to move that so you guys can see it a little better. I realized I didn't put it in the best place. And let's see here. The weather service is cutting in to television. We're still on Facebook Live, of course, as we continue with this tornado emergency that's moving through some of our northern counties right now. And this has been on the ground for quite some time. Let's see, any updates for you guys?
We have been talking to Sheriff Pete Smith, trying to get more information out of Sumter County, also trying to get in touch with Nigel Poole, who is the Emergency Management Director in Sumter County. Sheriff Smith told us that he's busy right now. He's actually moved his prisoners to a bottom floor at the jail to try to